Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Bisu and C here on Circuit Breakers. Alright, so bottom right hand corner we have the red Terran player, it is C, and at the top right hand corner it is the yellow Protoss player, it is Bisu. Alright man, so C greatly impressed me when I cast a few of his games a few weeks ago or maybe a couple months ago, so let's see if he can stand up to Bisu in this TVP. C is a Korean Terran player. Let's go ahead and pull up his Wikipedia page, shall we? C Brood War, C Wikipedia, and yeah. He's the guy. He is a Korean Terran player. Played Terran for Team 8 back when that was a thing. Currently playing in the Amateur Leagues like a lot of people these days. Did go ahead and quickly get some good wins when he started out back in 2006 when he was only 16 years old. So, stormed his OSL group 3-0 in 2016, beating Good Friend. And lost only 1-2 to Yellow, which if you know that name, that means a lot, man. So, he ended up beating Boxer back in 2016, Pro League. And was just hailed as an incredibly young player here. So love this kid a lot. Let's see how he does against Bisu. I don't know if he has any particularly great wins against players of Bisu's caliber, but you know what we're going to do is we're going to try to find out. We're going to find out here today together. Man, it is the time of year right now, basically, where, I'm not sure whether to turn on the heat or the air conditioning. So, see if I can do this real quick. Because nothing's really happening here, right? Although, was that a Nexus first? Alright, man. Bisu's going Nexus first. No big deal. Wow. Alright. Nexus first here in this PvT, which I think we recently just cast a Nexus first play at a PvT. But anyway, it is a Barracks first here from C. So he's got a bit of an option on which to do things here. We'll see. We'll see if this works out in the end for C. Alright, enough fiddling around, enough reading Wikipedia pages. Let's go ahead and focus directly on the game as it stands. So if this is your first time here, welcome to Falcon Paladin. I do cast daily StarCraft on the channel, StarCraft 2 or Brood War, every single day of the week, 4 times with the Brood War, with the 5th time over at patreon.com/FalconPaladin. So if you're interested in watching some amazing Brood War stuff, go ahead and stick around. Oh, I'm actually doing extra Brood War content. I forgot about that. I am doing the campaign for Carbot, StarCraft 1 and Brood War out on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. And I do cast user-submitted replays here on the channel on Saturdays as well. So, yeah, it's a lot of Brood War. It is a lot of Brood War casts every week. Not all of these are as high caliber as this one, but definitely a lot of fun nevertheless. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you enjoy what you see here today and what you hear. And we should have a good time together for the next, however long this game is. I think it's about, well, it's a longer one anyway. It's a macro style. Based on this opening of the Nexus first by Bisu. Good golly. What is this train? What are you... C? Oh, does he scout the Nexus first? He's he's pulling the boys. Not all the boys, mind you. Just some of the boys. He's making a vulture behind it. He's got another one here. Holy crap. 2 Zealots. Is it enough to hold against this many SCVs and 3 Marines? It might honestly be able to here. Let's see. Yeah, losing one of those SCVs that early was not great for C there. He's trying to make this happen with the Vulture also in the play here. No, get the Vulture out. Get the Vulture out behind firing. Man, this control by Bisu. Oh, he does take down the Vulture. Oh, but the control here on the other end by C, not too shabby. Trying to finish off. Oh, this is so good. A Dragoon's out now, though. The Marines do pretty good against Dragoons with their damage. Oh, I'm kind of liking this. He's repairing up the Vulture. Vulture getting free damage here as well. Can he actually kill this natural base? I don't know, man. I'm looking at it and trying to watch these here health bars. Another Marine goes down. A bunker getting produced right to the front door. No way. There's no way this happens. It's got to be a canceled bunker. There's no Marines here to go in it anymore. A lot of probes getting pulled because recognizing if your opponent pulls a bunch of SCVs, you actually need workers to survive. He doesn't cancel the bunker and it does come up. Ah! Brutal stuff. C trying to get one over on Bisu, who went for the early opening with the fast Nexus, but he was able to get out some Dragoons in time. The micro on display and the control was just excellent. And yeah, Bisu holds and survives quite nicely. Spider Mine's being researched instead of siege mode first time around here, and the Dragoons are going for the counterattack as they're going to try to take down these 3 Marines and this tank. Tank fire hits pretty hard against Dragoons, whether sieged or whether non-sieged, in case you had noticed that. So, yeah, pulling those Dragoons back, no big deal, and expanding behind it here at some point is going to be C. He has an SCV in position anyway, he's got a decent number of SCVs, and Army supply is actually ahead for C right now, just rather total supply is ahead for C right now. And, I mean, is that just Army here? It's hard to tell how many workers he has exactly. It's always like, it's more than 12, it's definitely more than 12. But, I mean, that's already 10 right there, and then I feel like Bisu's up. I feel like he's up in economy. He should be. Anyway, he's been able to double pump probes out of his double nexuses for quite some time already. So not bringing up siege on the tanks, which is so weird to me, but he's bringing a vulture up because he got spider mines. Siege is on the way. Trying to take down that pylon that is warping in and bringing the Dragoons in just to try to keep that pylon alive. Spider-Mine getting laid, and that actually might be enough. Oh, Spider-Mine friendly fire damage! Oh, actually doesn't friendly fire damage there. Nice micro on these tanks, though. C is impressing me so very, very much with this early game harassment. I talked good about him, and then he went ahead and lost a tank for effectively no reason here. I don't know, man. I think Bisu's going to hold this quite effectively. Pulling some probes in the mix here, too. Ooh, a Dragoon does go down. Siege mode is going to finish any second now. And there are 3 spider mines out here if the Dragoons push this too far away. Barracks coming over here to scout, I guess, and the natural base about to land, too. Is Bisu just going to let... Oh, there we go. There's the sieging up. Here comes the other Vulture. Going to throw down some spider mines up here. If I had to guess, that's where I would put them if I was him. Gets 1 down, gets 2 down. Tank fire, and I'm loving this out of C. This early game is beautiful out of him. He's just small potatoes right now, right? Taking down pylons, supply blocking Bisu. Okay, that's bigger potatoes. That's definitely bigger potatoes. Slowly sieging the tank forward. Can he actually hit probes from that location? Well, that's Zealot anyway. He dead. And he can go after probes from here. I'm loving that. I'm loving that position. Gets a shot on a Dragoon that quickly repositions itself. Oh, hang on. Walked into range and dies. Okay. Wow. All right, walking into the spider minefield. Got to take down that tank regardless of the cost, and they do take it down. Oh, so many Dragoons killed in the process, but we do stay alive in the meantime. That tank is removed from the game. Another tank is coming up right now. This is just kind of a piecemeal by piecemeal attack from C. He is still trying to make SCVs, trying to get turrets up and stuff, because guess what? Dark Templar are on the way now from Bisu, so you're going to want some detection. Does he have an academy? No, not really. Do you really want an academy if you're going mech? Not generally, but on the other hand, those comsats are really, really useful for scanning, especially if your opponent's going for cloak stuff, as Bisu is right now. So Bisu pretty happy to sit here on his 2 bases. Lost a couple probes during that attack, but nothing too game-changing at all right now. It's 53 to 49 supply. He's got the lead. Armor supply not particularly strong at the moment. They does have 2 DTs in that shuttle. He's trying to move them out and not get spotted. What's the vision range on one of those? Not great. I don't think he saw that. Or if he did, he barely caught a glimpse. Just barely caught a glimpse here on Circuit Breakers. All right, so heading on down to the bottom right. Again, turret really useful in this situation. Spider mines really useful in this situation. Tank set up in a beautiful position here, too. I'm pretty sure the Vultures scouted the fact that DTs were an option with the Templar Archives that fast and said, yeah, we're just going to have a tank up and detection in 2 separate locations and just call this good. Same thing here. Tank, missile turret, same thing down here. Just kidding, there's actually nothing down here. Tank maybe can do something about this. I don't know. The DTs, this is their one. Aw, spider mines. Getting some decent hits off, but they don't kill the DTs. There's only 2 of them, and it takes a couple to take 1 down. So the harassment here, I don't know. Bisu decides maybe it's not worth it. There's a turret in a position they can't really get to it. Academy is done, and comsat stations are done here too. So Bisu playing it careful, playing it cautious, which I can definitely appreciate. And yeah, Bisu taking a 3rd base here at this mineral-only position just outside of his main. So he's just trying to keep ahead of C on the economic side of things. Doing a pretty good job of it, because again, this is Bisu, and this is what he does. Vultures with speed and spider mines running about, trying to throw spider mines down in places that are not happy for Dragoons to traverse. They do have Observer Tech, though, and they do have Singularity Charge, so they should be able to deal this. Actually, do they have Singularity Charge? I don't think the range is actually... Or no way, he skipped that, right? I don't think he did. It's like the first thing you want if you're making Dragoons, especially if you're defending, a Singularity Charge, although it's more of an offensive... More of an offensive upgrade. Don't know. I don't actually know. Yeah, 3 tanks. Bam, bam, bam. Goodbye, Dragoon. 2 tanks. Not so much. Instantly dead there. But this is a pretty scary army already from C at the 10-minute mark of this match. He really just wants to drop these DTs onto this army and wipe out these tanks. Doesn't work out too well, though. I think he just lost 1. No, he picked it up. Are you kidding? It's really... Oh, there we go. 1 just died. That was definitely a DT death sound. That one gets spider-minded, but does take down a tank, which is, I don't know, fair trade, maybe. Yes, no, depends on your priorities, I suppose. Oh, turret finishes going after the observers. Gets one of them. Another one is still here with very low HP, and another one is here too. So, Spider-Man shouldn't do a whole lot unless you just can't micro away from them. Actually getting in here. Wow, this is a lot of dead Dragoons. This is a lot of dead Dragoons. More Spider-Mines getting thrown down and getting target fire, but not before they explode. Did they explode on that Zealot? I don't think they did. Tanks firing from behind on anybody that wanders into their range. Doing pretty well about it here. Is there seriously... Okay, Zealots in the shuttle this time around. All right. Just very cautiously trying to unload here as C doesn't want to spend any resources on Goliaths yet. Really nothing but tanks and vultures and attack upgrades for these dudes so far. Loving the pressure, really enjoying it here. Third base is done for C behind this because, of course, he's expanding behind his attacks because he is good at the game of StarCraft. And really just trying... Okay, there we go. 1 tank does go down to the Zealot drop strategy, and there's no more Zealots remaining, so might have to make a couple more there. More Spider-Mines getting laid down, more turrets coming up, and this siege is for real right now. Although the Dragoon count is getting a little bit insane. Arbiters are on the way. It is not too shabby. Ooh, Observer got picked out of the sky. I heard that sound. Definitely did. Vultures are willing to sacrifice their own lives so the tanks aren't directly being hit by these Dragoons. They're doing a pretty good job of it. I gotta say, 1 tank does go down, but so much dead Dragoon sound right now. Gonna siege that one up. Another dead Dragoon. These guys are putting in work. 5 kills, 7 kills. New to the mission, but does end up getting 0 kills before he's killed. All right, rough stuff in the end there. And everybody's in the minimum attack range, so this tank is going to die, and Bisu clears it out for the 2nd or 3rd time today. I feel like that's what he's done. I don't know about these tanks, man. Are they just going to try to focus these dudes down? I kind of feel like it. I don't know. I feel like they're just going to try to kill these Dragoons, just not in siege mode, which is pretty awesome stuff. But yeah, Arbiter's in production. Arbiter Tribunal obviously already done here at 13 minutes, which is just fantastic play out of Bisu. But a 4th base is done already. First C behind all this. A 4th base coming up for Bisu up at the top side. So nobody's killed any expansions. Nobody's really killed anything but maybe a couple pylons here on the front side of it for Bisu. But it is not looking good. It's 112 supply to 97 in favor of Bisu. And Zealots getting on top of these vultures. Not looking all that fantastical. Ooh, Spider-Man kills 3 Zealots with 1 hit there. 1 magical hit if you happen to be a Terran player, and 1 maybe a BS hit. If you are a Protoss fan. Whew. All right, so science facility coming up. Science vessels on the way once that is completed. Stasis being researched. Harassing the 4th base of Bisu. You know, just general PvT stuff. Just living the PvT lifestyle. Zealots here. Going after an undefended SCV line here at the 6 o'clock position. Some vultures coming in to try to deal with this, and it's time to just pick up and get on out. No big deal. You're gonna start making any Goliaths, man. These shuttles have been just running around with impunity for the entire game. They don't even run away. They're just like, we're just gonna hang out. Until you make Goliaths, there's no reason for me to move this shuttle away. You have to stay here and wait for me to go away or to unload at this stage, which is good for me and bad for you. 149 to 135 supply. Barracks coming on home, and it is burning down. I don't think there's any saving that. There's really no impulse or real reason for C to keep that thing from burning down, right? Right. know if you can tell, but I'm a bit under the weather here today. Just a bit of some sniffly stuff. Been coughing a bit. Haven't really had a coughing fit during the cast so far, which is nice. As I gonna knock on wood there. I think this desk is wood. It looks like wood. It might just be fake. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Long gone are the days when every piece of furniture was made out of solid oak. Okay, that probably was never the case, but sounds like something Ron Swanson would say, and he's one of my personal heroes, so we'll let it slide. Yeah, there we go. EMP coming in. 8 Charon boosters on the way, but again, no Goliaths yet. Spiderbine's getting cleared out up north. No big crazy deal. Protoss, Sim City's pretty nice. I like it. This row of Goliaths just kind of, or gateways. G-words, just hanging out. Vulture wants to know if a base is going to be taken up here, but Bisu at the 15-minute mark is just going to take his 5th at this minerals-only position. He can really use minerals, it turns out. He's going to be making zealots here for pretty much the rest of the game, unless he switches over to carriers, which I don't see really in the cards at this point in time. +1 attack is done for those Dragoons. +1 attack is done for the Vultures and tanks too. And Goliaths, if there were ever any in production, as there are not at this stage. But EMP, pretty great against Protoss. Again, removing all shields is so game-changing in a lot of situations. If you can remove all shields from this group of zealots, for example, they're so much easier to kill. They are tanky boys. They are super tanky, especially as their upgrades continue to come in. Not that they have any armor upgrades, not that there are any on the way, but they have a native armor of 1, which, man, just makes them so hard to take down. Barracks, oh, it was getting repaired. What the heck? C was motivated to kill it, and then these mean old Dragoons came over and killed it after all that repair work happened. Ah, that's some wasted resources. Maybe that's a reason a lot of pro players don't like to repair, is because look at that. All their repair money just went down into the toilet for no reason. Bisu expanding again because he's a crazy person. Expanding to the left over here is C because he's equally an insane person right now. We're just, God, he's trying to hide it to some extent. Like a Dragoon that comes in here won't see anything until he comes all the way down here, which you probably wouldn't do. Let's see. Let's see if the Zealot's going to find this. Oh, hang on. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about trying to find this base. One Zealot's going to come up here, so there's nothing here. Great. Coming on down, and there's not a base here either. By golly, how strange. Nope, hang on. Don't prove my theory wrong. Get away from here. Okay, so he's going to hang out, which is going to actually... Oh, he did come over here, Bisu. Your game sense is through the roof. He forces a cancel on that base, and that is a major setback for C. He was hoping to have that thing, and he's not. It's just not going to happen for him at all. Oh, Bisu's Nexus is warping in here. They're probably going to take this top left-hand base. Just take the whole top side of the base. Why doesn't he at this point? Why not? I can't see why he wouldn't. Is there an EMP that got tossed down there? I'm not sure if there's... Thinking about it, he's got the science vessels, well, a little bit too close. A little bit too close, providing detection for the Arbiter. Goliath overstepping his bounds a bit with all of the 0 HP that he has. Let's make it 5, and he's completely dead. If you can bait units into these tanks, though, you're going to have a pretty good time because they are +2 with +3 on the way and +2 armor also on the way here. But the important thing we've seen time and time again is how many bases you take, how many resources you're able to get in. It's a major factor in victory in Brood War. How many times have we seen a game where somebody actually mines fewer resources than their opponent and wins anyway? Like, sometimes against Zerg, you can do that because Zerg's going to mine a ton and the units are not cost efficient. But in PvT, not so much. In PvT, if you lose more resources, you're just pretty much going to die. If you don't mine as many resources as your opponent, you're also going to die. Because at this level, we're spending our money. Right, at this level, we're spending the money effectively. Both players are maxed out and sitting on serious banks at the moment. Actually try to build a command center down here on the low ground where mean old Mr. Zealot can't shut him down. Which I enjoy, but here is your engagement of the day. Good grief. Marching on in. Zealots, Dragoons, stasising a whole ton of the tanks here. Isn't enough for all the tanks. Continued scans happening. Science Vessel can't provide that detection if it is stasis, but Bisu is forced to pull back. He doesn't like what he sees, which is another line of tanks behind this one, shutting it down quite nicely. Where is this command center trying to go? Over here, maybe? Seems a little daring, perhaps a little stupid. Brave and stupid often go together, as daring does too, as it turns out. Boy, 10 zealots at a time from Bisu. He's like, I just lost a ton of stuff. No big deal, we're good. I mean, 3 tanks and 3 vultures and a Goliath at the same time here, too, for our Terran players. So not like he's any kind of a slouch, because he's not. Not a slouch. Spider Mines taking out a couple zealots. Hey. Spider Mines is successful if they can kill anything and if they can slow down any kind of an approach. That's all it takes. This is a pretty good conga line. Did they just drag this whole army to the left? They dragged the whole army to the left so that these SCVs could transfer down and some tanks could come up to support them. Oh, the tanks are siege. Couple Dragoons die. Well, one dies, and these two are extremely injured anyway. Is he really just going for this? Dang, Bisu's attacking into a solid tank line again. The scans are real. The zealot count is nice. I'm not sure there are enough vultures to shut these dudes down. But boy, howdy, maybe it is. The tanks getting some serious shots on these Dragoons. 164 to 148 supply. Zealots so close to Terran civilization, yet not doing anything. For some reason. Hey, guys. We good? There we go. Tacking on in. Going after a missile turret here. Nicely done. But yeah, these are +3 attack now. +3 attack vultures, man. That's 26 damage per shot. 26 damage. Uh-oh. Is it explosive? I'm trying to remember. Look at him hiding this base, which, by the way, Bisu is aware of. Because Bisu has an observer here, and he sees these SCVs running about mining, which is hilarious. But so much potential gas income here from Bisu that he's not even using. He hasn't even taken the assimilators for his 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th, and 7th bases right now. So I just don't see how C keeps up. That's all I'm trying to say right now. But Dragoons, Zealots, that is so many Arbiters with so much energy for stasis. One stasis goes down. Another stasis goes down. Tanks are just line after line here, though. They might kill a bunch of tanks, but there are several more here, and the stasis tanks provide a buffer for the ones behind them. Observers getting picked out of the sky here, too. Is that an EMP tossed down? I don't... He did not EMP all of these guys, did he? He did not. All right. Zealots and Dragoons do catch this right side base, though. Ah, so many dead SCVs, and this is so bad for C. He's losing SCVs at his two most recently established mining bases, pretty much all of them at this stage. 181 to 151 total supply. Spider Mines trying to defend against the onslaught of it's not really a huge Protoss army, but it's scary nevertheless. He just lost a ton of workers. I don't know how he comes back from this. Bisu just happily mining. There has not been a great offensive from C for what feels like 20 minutes now, maybe 15. But he is setting up now. EMP catches both of those Arbiters. Nice EMP. Really nice EMP. I don't know where those Goliaths were trying to go exactly. The tanks really just siege up at this point. And they do actually. And these Dragoons don't get out of there in time. A lot of them getting wrecked here. Science vessel spotting. The cloaks are not helping you all that much. Great stasis. Spider Mines wiping out several of the Zealots here. There's only one Zealot remaining in this group. And C is threatening quite nicely. Bisu desperately trying to get in here and wipe this out. It's not working out for him at all. This +3 attack, Charon boosted Goliath, really wants to kill those Arbiters by his lonesome. Don't know if it's going to happen, though. 12 Dragoons at a time in production from Bisu right now. 12 on these 7 bases. I think he just continues to send wave after wave of units into this, and he doesn't even necessarily have to trade exceptionally well. Real, all it comes down to is he's just out macroing, and he's just zerging the Terran player right now, which is what we've seen. And it's a really great way to beat a Terran player who has a ton of tanks. Just zerg into him, just sacrifice a ton of units, keep that tank count low. Yeah, but you retain this space, and he's expanding on the left side right now. Okay, alright, C, maybe he's not as bad off as I thought he was. He's still down 20 supply. This Arbiter count needs to be thinned out. I don't know if you would want to try, but just get a hit squad of Wraiths and just wham, 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 wham. Instantly take them all out here. But yeah, these +3 attack tanks and 3 armor tanks are really no joke, but the Zealots themselves, with their 2-1-1 upgrades. Pretty scary stuff, man. And this is getting wiped out on the low ground. The high ground is a different story. I'm really surprised Bisu didn't go for that 3 o'clock position. I don't know, these tanks are trying to go, but they're getting wiped out by some zealots, no question about it. And then just too much Protoss up here on the high ground. 185 to 136 supply, and C is making 3 tanks at a time. But in a land where there's 14 Dragoons at a time being produced, I just don't know if that counts as enough, you know? Whew, had to mute there for a bit of a humongous sneeze. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These SCVs are getting just absolutely destroyed right here. At least they got pulled out this time, and instead of just getting completely massacred. Bottom left base being successfully taken by C, though. Bisu not doing much about trying to shut it down, and Bisu expanding to an 8th base at the 9 o'clock position, because at this point, why not? I just don't know. I don't know what C can do here. Bisu's empire is just too big. He's basically the Great British Empire of the 1800s and the 1700s and like the 1600s. How long did the Great British Empire last? Somebody can let me know in the comments, I'm sure. But yeah, C just lost a base. Sure, he was able to basically take 2 more bases to replace those, but Bisu's taking another one in the meantime. He has the resources for it. He has the bank for it here. Every time he loses an army, he can rebuild it. Really without too much trouble at all. Bisu just knows how to play PvT, is what he does. He just knows. Yeah, another base is going to go down here to these +2 attack Dragoons. They're not even bothering with +3 at this stage. Stasis catching a couple tanks at a time, just attacking here while sending some arbiters away, maybe for a recall somewhere else. I actually haven't seen him research recall. Yeah, look, I was gonna say, look how unconcerned Bisu is about losing stuff over here, but now he's pulling back after he wiped out a command center that was, in fairness, mined out. Vultures are trying to deal with these guys, but the fact that they have armor upgrades and shield upgrades makes them very hard to kill for vultures. I know you're 3-3 vultures and all, but you're not that special. Yeah, 9 o'clock position is warping on in here. Got some arbiters defending, or maybe trying to set up a recall. I don't know what else this is other than setting up a recall. Nice EMP, though. No recall for you, Arbiter number 1. How about Arbiter number 2? You thinking about it? I bet you're thinking about it, aren't ya? That's a lot of arbiters. Holy crap, Bisu. How many have you made? All right, we're going to try this again. There it is. There's your recall. The tanks are firing. The vultures on the high ground are trying to fire here, too. Actually, only one of the tanks are firing here. This base probably could just get focused down by the Dragoons if Bisu was into that. Is he going to recall in more up here? I'm thinking he's trying to recall more up in here. And he does! Oh, man. Bisu just putting the final nail in the coffin here. Just making sure that he kills as many command centers as he can today. The SCVs are trying to repair this thing, and they might actually be able to pull it off, because SCV repair is pretty fantastic. The Dragoon +3 attack, or +2 attack, I guess 3 is on the way now, it is pretty scary and fearsome, but not as fearsome. Dragoon up here has 4 kills. Is he going to recall more stuff in here? Oh, he stasis the tank, so the ramp is blocked from the other tanks. And allowing these Dragoons to do their terrible, terrible work. Look at these 3 tanks that just got stasis. Oh, man. Factory getting wiped out. This command center trying to land up here, take a new home. Another recall down here at this base for C down south. Not looking good. And that's your good game. Yeah, just too much Bisu everywhere. Killing too many bases. C was never able to kill a Nexus in revenge. And as a result, Bisu wins this thing in 29 minutes and 42 seconds. And it's going to come down to income. Just look at this. Look at Bisu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases. 8 for Bisu. Never lost a Nexus. Not a single time did he ever lose a Nexus. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The way that Bisu was able to win this game. Just dominate this game. That I meant to say. Wow. Recalls, stasis, arbiters are pretty handy in PvT, you guys. If you don't build them as Protoss, then just follow Bisu's lead, and you will be winning PvT in no time. 190 supply. Wow. All right, let's check out the final score real quick. Hit that like button. Again, if you enjoyed this cast, or maybe not again, because if you hit it once after you've already liked it, then it unlikes it. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, 253,000 points at 236,000. Raised 23 Terran buildings, only lost 6 buildings himself. And yeah, 2,000 more gas mined. Wow, 12,000 more minerals mined. And 10,000 more resources spent. 10,000. How many Dragoons and Zealots is that, you guys? How many? How many indeed? Whew. All right, good stuff, man. It is going to be a fantastic game. All right, so this is good. This is going to be it. This is the wow. I really am sick. All right. So this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can find me on Patreon, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and what else do I say? YouTube? I don't know, man. I gotta go get some rest. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.